and they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. And then they have cans of soup. Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick. It's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, when they thought about it.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from $15 to $45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise to the equal raise of getting out of the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are, and I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes with parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help, they don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a very poor school, a very poor background, will hear 4 million words fewer spoken by the time they get there. There's so much, I'm going to go like the rest of them do, twice over. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the goal. You know the thing.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go. But I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
The world is actually a small piece of the universe, right? Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. They're coming all over the place. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, they weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. They're coming all over the place. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. Everybody comes in, your grandmother, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousins. They come in so easily, so crazy, so crazy. They're coming all over the place. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Yo. First of all, I want to say my voice hurts. Second of all, there is no second of all. Hello, users, and welcome to the broadcast. This is the show for today. We got Above It Motherfucking All, episode 1188. And that is for the day of April 25th. Today is April 25th. I'm popping out my chat room, so I apologize if my voice sounds like shit. So I, what are you gonna do, right? It's, you can't really control that kind of stuff. It just happens. I just spilled coffee on me immediately. I hope that wasn't visible. Oh, don't clip that one out of context. Oh, no. All right. Wow, what the fuck? Your voice does not sound like shit. Are you sure about that? Like, I just sound, sounds like shit in my head. Someone spray vandalized the George Floyd mural in Minneapolis? That's fucked up. I am acquiring breakfast. Quest bar, folks. Quest as a motherfucking bar. Let's go. I love multiples of 11. Hell yeah, Mila. Okay, so Mila, do me a favor real quick since you're here. Now, I want to remind you that, I've been at the protests and everything. I've also been doing a lot of drugs over the last couple days. So I want you to remind me. We have a thing for Monday, right? And when is that? Could you just remind me? I'm so sorry. I could look at my email, but I'm unwrapping a fucking quest bar, right? So, I can hit 2 birds, 1 stone, you know what I mean? This is not pumpkin spice. No, thank you. This is chocolate peanut butter. I hope not, freak. That's what I'm trying to understand here. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. What time? That's what I'm thinking, yeah. But I wasn't sure if that was part of my fever dreams over the last couple days or if that was real. Like, you know, like the last couple days have been interesting. Let me just tell you. Runs for several. Yeah, I know this motherfucker does like. This guy does day-long shows. He does like week-long shows at a time. He starts on Monday, ends on like fucking Saturday afternoon. Motherfucker's crazy, man. I would love to go on for the whole 8 hours. Like, I'm totally down. Like, I'm totally down to go on David Development Show for 8 hours. That's 100% reasonable. Max! This motherfucking dog just did a fucking hit and grab. Or grab and run, whatever. He walked into the room, took a toy, left immediately. He's like, I'm going back downstairs, man. Fuck this. So when would that be, Mila? Like, do you have an estimate? Like, are we talking about, like, 1 a.m. kind of territory? Like, what are we talking about? Because, like, the reason I ask is, one, because I'm eating and there's nothing else to talk about. And then two, because I'm drinking coffee and there's nothing else to talk about. And then three, because... well, I just want to know. I'm just curious. All these motherfucking West Coasties. Unbelievable. I don't mind staying up late. I'm just like trying to get a ballpark. Like, I'm just trying to get a ballpark. That's all. And if you can't provide the ballpark, that's fine. Like, I'll just read my email later. I'm just trying to make conversation here. But yeah, today's show will be again about the protests in my city. So yeah. We are protesting in my city. And I had a very interesting day yesterday. As I attended a protest in my city, and that was interesting. And I will tell you more about that very soon. Actually, as soon as I'm probably done my quest bar. But, you know, I don't want to, like, do a fucking segment and then, like, slobber in the segment, right? And then, like, people, like, look up the segment. Like, because, you know, the full videos are not really as evergreen as the segments, you know? Right, so someone's gonna like look up this segment like 3 years from now, right? And then it's gonna be like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to goddamn happen. David Feldman is like legit, like really smart and funny. Like, his bits that he does on MR and TMBS are really fucking good. But, like, he's also just genuinely a really good guy. From what I have seen. I've watched a little bit of a show. I heard Rev Barber yesterday. Love that guy. I was outside of the church when that was going on. They didn't want the church to be too, like, packed or anything. But I was right outside when that whole thing was going on. FYI. My God, my fucking feet hurt, man. Yo, like, I'm really tempted to give y'all some free WikiFeet content, but, like, I've got so many calluses on my motherfucking foot from walking. Like, it is unbelievable. It is, it is crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I got rained on all day yesterday. It was honestly awesome. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, roaming through the streets in the rain, right, is pretty interesting. Like, I'm just, like, throwing that out there. And the other thing, was I was also like smoking during the rain section. So I kept having this unfortunate scenario where my smokable apparatus kept going out because of the rain, and I would have to try to keep relighting it. And I had my hat with me, right? So I was trying to utilize the bill of the hat for that key space. It was really, really, really interesting and really fun. And then I also got really high, and that made the thing way more interesting and way more fun. Alright, y'all. The quest bar is done. Breakfast is taken care of. Oh, man. Fuck me. Woo! Don't light yourself on fire. No worries, no worries. I survived. I'm an experienced smokable lighter-er. I have lit many smokables in my time. Anyway. So, now that I've finished my breakfast, it's already 10:20. I feel like I should my teeth. Imagine doing your meditation in the middle of a buffet motherfucking all. Yo, I should do guided meditations. How would y'all feel about guided meditations? Like, where I just, like, sit there and, like, make jokes while you're trying to meditate, right? It's like a 10-minute guided meditation, and it's like, you know, like, 8 minutes in, I'll be like, man, I've been doing this for 8 minutes? Holy shit, you know, like, I'll do the whole routine. How about that? Does anyone want guided meditations? How about that, LECIA? This bitch is already gone. This bitch is meditating as we speak. This bitch, like, you know, like, this is the thing I do personally. I don't know if anyone else does that. Right? When I say BRB in the chat, I wait for a response. Right? So I gotta put it in. Right? And then I wait for the streamer to respond to me. Or I wait for other chatters to respond to me. I don't say BRB and then take my headset off and go run around through roam through the streets like a fucking urchin, right? I don't do that. That's what LECIA did, though. I guarantee you that's what LECIA did. She fucking took her goddamn whatever the fuck off, divorced herself from the entire internet space immediately upon posting that message. Not waiting for a response. Not waiting for someone to reply and say, oh, okay. Not waiting. Maybe someone had something to say. Maybe someone's got to go soon. And they said, but wait, I want to tell you. But now she doesn't even know. She had no idea. She has no idea what's going on right now. No fucking idea. Now, see, me personally, I would know, because I would stay for the response, and then the response would be really long, and it turns into this, and I would have canceled the meditation altogether at that point. So maybe shout outs to her for not canceling the meditation, but my God. Imagine saying BRB and not waiting for a response. No, I'm just joking. I'm sorry. I used to do guided meditation for group therapy, but I'm the worst. I always ended up laughing. Yeah, it's really hard not to laugh. I like listened to a guided meditation video one time, and I started laughing immediately because the guy is just like, I know, you know, like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't. I refuse. Anyway, so I've got a smudge on my glasses, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that real quick, and then we'll get into the news. I might tackle some extra stuff today. I've been thinking about that. I'm not exactly entirely sure what's going on with the protests today. To my understanding, there are some demonstrations planned today, but a lot of people are taking a day off, which I personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. But that's fine with them. If they need to take a day off, that's fine. But I'm going to try to figure out what's going on later today. And so, just letting you know. But I don't have many, extra stories for extra details today. So I'm probably just going to do the recap, and then maybe I'll do, like, I don't know. I'll do, like, I don't know. I'll do something. I mean, something entertaining, something to keep the mind at ease. Jeffrey was waiting for... fuck Jeffrey. Jeffrey's a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Jeffrey, I apologize for ditching your show 2 days in a row. I woke up at like 9:45 and I was like, Max, you gotta go out and walk and then eat food and then I'm gonna do this fucking stream. Imagine the luscious waves crashing before you. You should become enveloped in inner peace. Imagine like listening to that, but like some dude with an accent. It's done. I'm done. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, imagine, I can't, guided meditation to someone with a British accent. I can't do it. That was the only video I tried. There was a guided meditation. It was some dude with a British accent. You're telling me I'm going to listen to this fucking guy do a comedy routine for fucking 10 minutes while I try to meditate? What? What? You're telling me I'm going to try to meditate, right? Okay, so I'm going to meditate while you're doing a British motherfucking accent. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Just not going to happen. So, have you covered the Humanist Report Tucker troll? I don't think I need to cover anything. It was really funny, and there was like a bunch of like force the vote people that were like really upset at him for that, and it was just like amazing. It was amazing. Have me on the show and I'll do a guided meditation. I promise it will work and be safe and not gross. I swear. I don't know if I trust you. Bloody well, calm yourself. David Feldman guided meditation channel when? That's not a question for me. You gotta ask them. Imagine your inner peace as you hurl a Molotov cocktail. I will not comment on Molotov cocktails. And actually, like, I do want to say that I've been very surprised with the radical nature of the city that I live in. I had no idea that people in my location were so interestingly against authority. So I'm just throwing that out there. We got some anarchists in Elizabeth City, folks, and that's cool. They don't necessarily trigger me, Cloud. British or French accents trigger me. They don't trigger me. But if I'm going to try to meditate, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm listening to a podcast, right? No, bitch. I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to, go into my own mind. And first of all, I just want to say that guided meditations, not my thing. Not my thing. I'm not a huge fan of guided meditations. I prefer doing it on my own, right? But like, again, if I'm going to do a guided meditation and this motherfucker's got a British accent, I'm done. I'm done. I just can't. I can't be involved anymore. I have to resign. I have to, take myself out of that equation. I'm just done. I can't do it. We are living in interesting times. That's true. I mean, I want to get into this, but again, I want to be very, very clear here. Now, I was smoking a lot of weed yesterday. And I'm going to smoke more weed today, probably. But I was smoking a lot of weed yesterday. And it was just I gotta be honest, man, it was pretty fun. I hope I'm not on a list somewhere. I'm probably on a list right now, but goddamn, it was pretty fun. So yeah, I was smoking a lot of weed yesterday. And that definitely, you know how when you're going through a certain, kind of series of events, right? And then it's you experience that series of events differently. And then, right, you wake up the next day. And then what is that? What is that in my hand that I'm holding right now? Right? That's called retrospect. Right? And then you get to look back and you get to go God damn, that was pretty crazy. And that was basically me this morning. Because again, I had 10 minutes before the show started. Cans of weed. I do have cans of weed. I just, took the soup out, put the weed in. My beef with France lies with how they sidestep all the blame for Western imperialism. Some people know, but the masses don't. Yeah, France fucking sucks, man. Okay, this is sketch material. I could do a good British accent. Now close your eyes. Now fucking, imagine, it's just, I can't. And it's also, I didn't know that there were going to be, if I knew going into the guided meditation, it would be some dumb motherfucker with a British accent, right? If I knew that that was the case, if I was ready, if I was strapped in, if the fucking seatbelt was strapped on, I was buckled up, like, you know, when you get on a roller coaster and the fucking thing comes down, right? If I were ready for that, if I knew that that motherfucker would be British, right? Maybe, just maybe, I could have, like, actually made it, like, at least 2 minutes in before I quit. But, like, when you're sitting there, you're in the lotus position, right? You got your little hands and you're doing the circles because you're trying really hard right now. You're doing a guided meditation, right? This is your try-hard territory, right? Regular meditations, do whatever the fuck you want. But your guided meditation, you're going to try the fuck hard. So I'm in the fucking position, right? I've got the circles. And then this motherfucker says, like, you know, hello. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't. I turn it off instantly. I'm done. I just can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. So anyway, on that subject, thank you for listening. But on every other subject, let's begin the news. So I have nothing set up here. I just want to let everyone know. But also, so I have a question. So again, I will probably have some extra time for today because I'm just going to do my own personal recap. And so if anyone there's been a couple of videos that people have wanted to link me. But like for me to react to or whatever, like does anyone want me to react to like force the vote bullshit? I don't know, like I'm just genuinely opening it unless there's other like news. I haven't actually checked national news in days. Let me just like check national news. Like what is Biden doing right now? Has Biden mentioned my city yet? Does that happen? Has there been a mass shooting? I haven't heard about mass. That's one of the good things about going to protests in your city is that you just like don't hear about all these mass shootings anymore. All right. Oi, bruv, breathing through your nose and out through your mouth. Oh, Lord have motherfucking mercy, man. I'm a dumb motherfucker with a British accent. But choking on ashes, to my understanding, all right, and I could be wrong, but to my understanding, you're a woman, correct? That's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame. Like, you know, women with a British accent can be funny, but men with a British accent, they are funny. Like, you know, and I'm not talking about the good kind of funny, like, oh, you're so funny, tell me more, and then, like, you lean in closer and cuddle, right? Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the, like, you know, the LMAO bitch, like, what the fuck? AliCIA, we've been talking... This bitch. Oh my god. We've exhausted the entirety of your fucking meditation talking about my experience with guided meditation. Anyway, AliCIA, what you missed is, first of all, I said something to you, right, after you left, right, and that's, you know, and you didn't respond, right? So when you say BRB, it's proper etiquette to wait at least 6 minutes for a response, and if you don't get a response, then you actually leave. But so I responded to you, and then I responded to everyone else, and here we are. I don't know. It's just it's a series of events. Sam Cedar doing LSD at Disney World. Whoa, that's a great username, man. Where did he tell that story, and where can I go to listen? I'm very curious. Did that happen recently? Anyway, if you want me to do guided meditations, let me know. I don't know how effective they will be, but if someone wants me to do guided meditations, I will do guided meditations. I will guide yo bitch ass through a motherfucking meditation, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, okay? You're gonna fucking love it. So, yes, that's the situation. Friday, I gotta go listen. Someone like find like a clip for me, because I would love to listen to that. Anyway, so, folks, let's get on with the news, shall we? So, this is you know, this is what we do here. This is what we do. This is a new show. This is incredible. You watch? Oh, this bitch did do a guided meditation. I told you this bitch. Like what I said, I think to my memory at least. Now I could have said something completely different, but this is the way that my brain constructed what I said 5 minutes ago. Right? So, this motherfucker said that they're gonna go meditate. Right, and then that what brought me on the subject of guided meditations, because guided meditations, they suck so much cock, like they're garbage, they're really trash, right? And so like guided meditations are just awful, and like you can't learn or practice anything about them, because when you log on to a guided meditation and some bitch motherfucker has a British accent, it's done. You can't do it anymore, right? So that's what I was talking about. But if anyone wants me to do a guided meditation, like, I'm down. Like, I'm totally down. Like, you know, I can do that. I'm willing to do that. I don't know how effective it will be. But also, I don't know how effective any guided meditation can be. So it's like, I don't know, man. I have no idea. But I'll do a guided meditation if I so choose. If that is something that is necessary of me, if that is something that people require or desire in any capacity whatsoever, feel free to let me know. What about an Australian accent? I don't know if I can do it. Like, that's the thing is, I would have to practice before. I can't practice on air. I just can't do it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, oh, I am Australian. Like, I can't do that. Like, because I'll make it too cartoony, right? So, like, if I were to do guided meditations in specific accents, oh, you'll send me the one. Okay, just send me the. You listen to the same one every time? You listen to the same one every time? Like, you know the steps. It's like you're listening to one of your favorite. Like, just listen to a song or something. Sometimes when I meditate, I listen to a song, you know, and then I know what parts, you know, of the song where I should be starting to let go, and then the song ends, and then you're meditating. Right? But if you're listening to some dude who goes like, and now you gotta breathe really deep, yes you do, right? Like, I don't want to listen to that. I'm not interested in that. That's not something that I want blasted into my ears, you know what I mean? I don't want that anywhere near me. But anyway, let's get on with the news here, unless Ali CIA plans to send me that goddamn video. Send me the goddamn video right now. Identify the video. Release the goddamn video to me right now. Some people use the same guiding over and over. I'm at the point I can do it myself. I mean, that's the point. Like, that's me. Is like, you do a guided meditation maybe if you need help, right? But like, what the fuck? That was super relaxing. I'm so sorry. I don't even remember what I did. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even what was super relaxing. I've got a little short-term memory problem right now. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Maxie, hello. Maxie was ignoring me all day. Maxie was downstairs playing with his toys, and now he's upstairs. Oh. Look at this dog. Look at this dog. I love him. I love him so much. I love him so much. Imagine trying to meditate, right? And then Max the dog sniffs you, and it's like, it's over. Like, what are you gonna do at that point? It's done. I would love to go on a silent retreat. If anyone wants to do a silent retreat with me, just at any point in time after the second dose of my vaccination, I'm down to go on a silent retreat. Now, again, I don't know how that's going to work with my show, right? Maybe, you know, I'll use, you know, like fucking, you know, that reminds me of when Michael Brooks would do the silent retreat and call into the Majority Report and like press numbers on the fucking phone pad. That was really funny. But I don't know. I'd have to figure out something. But I've always wanted to do a silent retreat. That sounds incredibly fulfilling. Like, imagine though, like trying to do a show without talking. Like, it could be like fucking, what's that term? Like, what is it? Like, where you do like the fucking an S word? What is it? Like, you know, like, what am I? What am, like, woo, what am I? Like, what is that? What is that? What is that? It's like fucking, there's a word here where you guess, like, I act something out and you guess what it is without words. What is that called? It's called something. What is that called? Hello? Why isn't anyone telling me what it's called? Slalom mantra. No. It's a game. You play a game. Charades! Thank you. You motherfucker. But I'm down to do a silent retreat. If anyone wants to go on a silent retreat with me, hit me up. Oh, I love being alive. Let me just say, I love being alive. Like, just being alive is so interesting to me. Like, like, I'm just alive right now, and that's crazy. Anyway, so, let me actually get into, in my defense, I've never spelled the word before. In my defense, right? In my head, it was shh. Like, in my head, that's what it was, right? Is it CH? No. Why would it be? Because that's cha. It's not charades. Is it charades? Am I pronouncing it wrong? Is it charades? Are we doing charades? No, we're not doing charades. We're doing charades, motherfucker. God damn it. Anyway. Holy shit. Yo, this is a very underrated broadcast. Like, can we talk about this? This is an extremely underrated broadcast right now. Like, I just want to say, I love each and every one of you for being here right now, right? Like, this is just amazing. Like, this is some of my favorite things to do, is to just fucking talk about nothing. Like, it's just like nothing. I've been sitting here for 30 minutes saying nothing. I've said nothing of value. Nothing at all. And yet I've been talking the whole time. I've been speaking the entire time, and yet no information has been transferred from human to another human. It's incredible. This is incredible. Like, what is happening right now is incredible. I'm gonna drink more coffee. Anyway, so let's get into the recap for yesterday. So, we demand a 28 share in prime time and key demographic. What? Okay. We demand a 28 share? What? You're losing me. I'm lost. What? First time I ever meditated, I was on a 10-day silent retreat. You waited? Okay, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Wait, okay. That's like, the first time I ever swam, I jumped off of a cruise ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And then that's how I learned how to swim. Like, what is that? The first time you meditate is on a 10-day silent retreat? What? What? That's like saying the first time I ever eat, I'm going to eat at a buffet. It's like, what? What the fuck? Like, who does that? Like, who does... What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, that is some... That's some, like, brainworm level shit, man. I've never heard of this before. I've never tried meditating at all. Let's just go on a 10-day. Jumped into the... I went to a Silent Hill retreat once. It was a nightmare. Oh my god. I jumped right into the deep end. I mean, I respect that. I do respect that. But I mean, goddamn, right? I mean, I guess jumping into the deep end on your first go around isn't necessarily unheard of, right? It's not unheard of, right? But it's just for me, like I know I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this to you, but bear with me. Sam Cedar doing LSD at Disney World. You're about to be destroyed. So okay, so for me personally, right? Let's talk about it. Okay, a 10-day silent retreat. Let's be honest, right? That's gonna cost some money. You know what doesn't cost money? Sitting in my home and meditating, right? One of those things I could do for free. The other one of those things, not so much. So I'm just throwing that out there. I hate to be that person, but you know, I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Boom. Destroyed. The first time I ever played Halo Wars, I got a co-op speedrun world record. And how's that looking? How's that looking for you right now? Because from my vantage point, it's not looking so good. Oh, man. Okay, so I guess I should do news, right? Just kidding, I have no news. I don't need to be eased into it, right? Trust me, I don't need to be. But I am down for a 3-day. I am down for a 7-day. I'm down for a 10-day. I am very interested in doing one of those like sensory deprivation, like kind of like black room kind of things. Where like you stay inside of like a pitch black, like dark building for like fucking 10 days straight, you know, with no stimuli. Right? Like, I'm down to go full on, like, I'm down to, like, sit in, like, one of those, like, tubes of water and, like, fucking float and, like, you know, like, I'm down to do all that bullshit. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, really, the only thing holding me back from that is, like, 1, money, and then 2, like, how do I make content out of it, right? Like, I gotta make content. Maybe I'll do a video at the end, right? But, like, that would be incredible. Does a hot minute, oh my god, Bodan, my precious Bodan. Does a hot minute mean a long period of time or a short period of time? Honestly, it depends. It depends. Like, a hot minute is one of those things that doesn't mean anything. It just kind of means what it means, and you have to kind of pick up on the context clues. Like, a hot minute could be, I'll be back in, like, 20 minutes. A hot minute could be, like, 20 seconds, you know? Like, give me a hot minute could mean, like, let me check my cell phone, you know, for a text message or something. And then you'll find out if you got a text message within 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So, a hot minute could be, like, I'm going to, you know, go back to my car and, like, you know, fucking go grab something. And you might be, like, 4 or 5 minutes. So, a hot minute could mean anything at all. A hot minute could be absolutely anything. No sound in that experience is what freaks me out. For me personally, like, I am down to be freaked out. Like, I don't, like, the whole point is to be freaked out. As far as I'm concerned, the whole fucking point is to freak yourself the fuck out. Right? You know, like, I'm down for that. I'd be, like, you know, I'm gonna commit, like, you know, some sort of crime just to get solitary confinement. You know, I need a little something in my life. You know what I'm just joking. I got sunburned on my face and my freckles are coming out. Damn, destroyed. And when you say, I haven't played Doom for a hot minute, that means that, goddamn, I haven't played Doom for a hot-ass motherfucking minute. That's what that means, so. Or, I haven't been here in a hot minute could mean 10 years. Yeah, it could mean 10 years. It could mean any period of time. I love Bodan asking these questions, and it's like, I don't even know the answer to that. There is no such thing as a hot minute. It's over. It's done. How long do I hold the phone? You just hold the phone indefinitely. Until the show is over, at least. But that's two opposite meanings. What's wrong with you people inventing such bizarre phrases? Bodan, chill out, bro. Just settle down for a hot minute and relax, okay? Anyway, so I want to talk about the protest yesterday. I know, right? And I'm sorry that it's taken this long to do so, but it's just, you know, I'm a piece of shit, honestly. I'm a piece of shit, so... Okay, so Elizabeth City, North Carolina, experienced its 4th day consecutively of protesting. We've been blocking down major intersections, major roads. And again, this is a small town. I want to emphasize. This is not like, you know, a Minneapolis or a fucking Seattle or a fucking Columbus, Ohio, right? This is a small town. And as this is such a small town, we have 1 or 2 main roads. One main road has all of the chain restaurants, right? The other one is how you get in and out of the city, right? So what we were doing is, you know, over the last couple of days is we go and occupy these streets and we shut them down for several hours of the day so that anyone who is doing their traveling can understand that, you know, we are protesting for a very noble cause. Now, for those of you that don't know, and I will recap my Twitter feed here, so I'll just like open that up right now. But for those of you that don't know, what happened 5 minutes away from my house, right? And this is one of those crazy things where it's like, you know, people always say to themselves, oh, it'll never happen here, it'll happen there. This happened 5 minutes from my house. So when I first heard the news, I walked all the way down to the scene of the crime and saw the scene of the crime. But someone in my neighborhood that lives in my neighborhood was assassinated by police. Now, to my understanding, there were at least 7 sheriff's deputies present at this police execution. And I want to also provide the details that this was in a school zone. children were present at this police execution. And also the police who executed a man named Andrew Brown in my neighborhood actually missed a couple shots and ended up shooting into some of the houses in my neighborhood. Which, again, by the grace of God, no one was hurt, right? But gunshots going into people's houses while they're trying to do an arrest or something, it's not something that typically happens in a situation where people with guns are well trained and well regulated, and that's certainly not the case with the police. And so when I heard about this, I went down to the scene and I spoke to some of the neighbors, and there was planned protesting at City Hall, and we've been protesting ever since then. And so yesterday was day 4, and I want to give that recap. And what I do at these protests is I go to interact. I go to involve myself. I don't go there as a streamer. I don't go there as a fucking person. I am just one of the protesters. So I take videos every hour or so, whenever there's any change, whenever there's movement, whenever there's something notable, I'll take a video. But I saw this unmarked police car blocking off, hello, Twitter. I mean, the whole photograph is okay. I saw this unmarked police car, and I just thought that this was really funny, and I started laughing. So I took a photo of that as I was walking toward the protest. And obviously, here's where the protest was meeting. So now I want to again remind everyone that we have one main road in this city that has all the restaurants on it. You got the Happy Taco up there, right? And then you got much, much more down the street and also on the other side of the street. Like, you see where this cop is? I'm using my finger to point. You see where this cop is? Right there, that's like Taco Bell, right? So like, we're talking about like, we have Dollar General and all these like chain stores and restaurants that, basically just steal our money and send it to major corporations and other places in the country and in some cases in the world. To my understanding, I want to clarify a chat question. To my understanding, something I've been told on the ground, and again, we don't know because we don't have the body cam footage of Andrew Brown's assassination, but to my understanding, they used some sort of high-powered rifle. I don't know if that means, like an assault weapon. I don't know, like, what that means exactly. But to my understanding, from the information that I have, they did not use a typical handgun or a 9mm pistol to execute Andrew Brown in a school zone in front of children. They used some sort of high-powered rifle, to my understanding. But again, it could be wrong. We don't know until the tape comes out. So for those of you that are still wondering what we're protesting for, we're protesting to demand that the body cam footage be released of the police assassination of Andrew Brown. And now, another thing that's interesting is that they said that the law prevents them from doing so. Now, my contention is that the law also prevents you from assassinating someone in a school zone, but that didn't stop you, right? So fuck the law at that point. Like, if we're talking about breaking the law, right? The law is going to be broken. Now, if you're going to break the law, what are you going to do? Assassinate someone in a school zone in front of children? Or copy and paste a video file? Like, which one of those situations, in your moral, authoritative questioning, right, in your calculation, like assassinating someone in a school zone where kids are present, copying and pasting a video file, right, really makes you think, right? So as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck about the law. Law and order is just a shield for corruption. It's just a shield for authoritarians. So I just wanted to be very clear about that. But there is law and order that says they can't publicly release the video or some shit. But they said they wouldn't mind releasing it to the family of Andrew. And the family of Andrew went down there, and the sheriff was like, haha, did we say that? Well, psych, nope, not going to happen. So, and then also, our district attorney, someone named Andrew Womble, has also been very, very much so against the release of the body camera footage. Now, the only reason why the body camera footage would not be released at this point is because it's really, 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 really fucking horrific. And so that's really the only possible option. They wouldn't release the body camera footage if, like, Andrew Brown had, like, a flamethrower marching out of his house and with, like, a fucking nuclear bomb strapped to his chest and he was about to destroy America. Like, they would not, like, have been afraid to release the goddamn footage at this point. What they're afraid of is because it's going to show Andrew not knowing that the cops are even there, probably driving his kid to school, or probably going to work, or probably going to a grocery store, right? And then they just start opening fire for no reason without proper warning, right? They say they were trying to serve an arrest warrant. You don't serve an arrest warrant by starting to shoot in a school zone. That's just not how it works, right? So, I want to remind everyone that that's the kind of, details here. And also, so yeah, I get at the scene. And so what we do is we spread out. And what we do is, I also want to remind everyone it's raining at this point. And so I'm very impressed by the turnout in the rain. I want to say, like, real quick, the first day of the protests, right, was all, like, local Elizabeth City residents. And we had probably about 200 people there. The second and third day, we had more and more people there. Today, we had a very similar amount to probably the first day, where we had a couple hundred people here, maybe slightly more than the first day, like 250. But it was, like, also raining at the same time. So, like, shout out to everyone for just, like, marching through the streets in the rain. Like, that's pretty cool. And it takes a certain amount of badassery to actually pull that off. So I'm just throwing that out there. So what we do is we meet up at this point and we spread to occupy all the major intersections. So that's what we do in here. So I spread off in this group. So as you can see here, we are blocking the Sonic. As you can see, no one can get into the Sonic. Oh no, the Sonic has been blocked. It's over, folks. And again, that's a huge problem. For anyone that needed to get their Sonic, it's a huge fucking problem. So we blocked the Sonic, and then at this point, so we're right here. Now, again, we're looking in the opposite direction from this clip here. Now, we see this parade of police officers come in, and I don't know why Twitter does that. Okay. So we see this parade of police officers come in. I count, and I'm just going to go off of this picture. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I count 9 cop cars. Right? So they just start coming in. Right? They're in. They're so, like, I hate to, make this like a little bit of a joke. It's not a joke. However,
They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet.
So that's kind of what's going on here. So the cops are coming, and so, but who cares, right? Now, I want to make a stipulation here. Now, I want to say, me personally, I don't like any police officer. If I hear that you're a police officer, I will instantly not like you, probably until you quit, or, like, even probably potentially afterward. I am not a fan of police officers. That being said, the local Elizabeth City police are they're pretty supportive of the protest. Because what happens here is basically the sheriffs came in to do this arrest warrant without informing our local police chief or any of our local police in any capacity. Right? So they just completely sidestepped the local police, came in and assassinated someone in my neighborhood. And as a result of that, of our local police being leapfrogged by the sheriff's department, the local police is very supportive of the protest. So I do want to be very clear about that. Now, that also being said, right, is there are some people in the local police that are very, very, very evil. Now, not every single police officer is evil. I think they're all garbage people on a personal level, right? And their job is a net negative to society, right? But let's be honest. There's a difference between a cop and a cop who has a thin blue line badge and who voted for Trump like 18 times using their fucking, families like mailed in ballots, right? We're talking about like, we're talking about stop the steal versus like, oh, do I really have to go to work today? Right? So I just want to say there is a level there for there to be worse cops. So there are pretty bad cops. And then there's also a bunch of unmarked vehicles, right? There's a bunch of sheriff's vehicles. There's a bunch of like state vehicles. There's a bunch of like, I've seen some evidence of federal, agents in here. So there are like a lot of non-local police as well that you have to worry about. So it's one of those situations where it's way more efficient and effective to be skeptical of all police than to be skeptical of only certain police. Okay, so I'm just throwing that out there. But the local police are relatively supportive of our protests. So at this point, what we do is we just try to spread down the whole street. So as you can see, most of the marchers are down there. And we just kind of like take, 5 or 6 people, and we just try to occupy as many intersections as we can. And that actually ended up working. So, so at this point, again, as you can tell, it's raining. I'll play the audio on this. But as you can tell, it's raining, right? And so it's actually like pretty it's pouring at this point, right? Like, so there's like, I'm surprised that there's this many people here, considering it's pouring. And then, so like, you know, we're still doing that whole thing. And then what we all do is we all meet up once again, and then we decide to shut down the Walmart. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Walmart is actually not directly in the city. It is like in between our city and another city, but like, you know, you have to like, you know, it's like a relatively decent walk. It's like 4 miles away from this location to the Walmart. So we decide to go occupy the Walmart. And so what happens there is basically a bunch of people take vehicles so that, you know, we can have like a, you know, a way to get back and that kind of stuff. And so we go take down the Walmart. And this is actually really interesting because it took us about an hour to get there, right? And this is a, you know, a picture. I'm in one of the cars, right? I know, right? I was in the car the whole time. But anyway, so we get there, and apparently no one at the Walmart knew that was, I have no idea. Like, you would think, right? We're going to go occupy the Walmart, and then we walk in there, right? Like, we're walking there. So, like, you'd think, like, the cops would call the Walmart and say, like, hey, you know, like, you'd think that, no. So when we got there, when we got to the Walmart, there was still, like, a fuckload of people there, and they couldn't leave until, like, you know, the cops figured out, like, a way for them to corral them around. And it was just, like, really funny to watch. But, like, so we're on our way to Walmart. We passed the Social Security Administration. And I just wanted to take a photo of that because I thought it was really funny. No one could get in or out of Social Security for approximately 20 minutes. It was over. And so by the time we get to Walmart, it gets dark. It gets dark really quickly. Like, you know, by the time we leave, you know, as you can see, it's not that dark. But then 20 minutes later, it's fucking pitch black. And so, you know, we just do this whole thing. My phone is, like, low on battery at this point, so I didn't take that many photos. Unfortunately, you know, like, because I like... For the most of the protesting, I was leaving later in the afternoon. But for this, I went out much earlier. So, like, by the time we got there, by the time, you know, my phone was at, like, 30% or whatever. And so that was, you know, I didn't feel like taking that many photos. But by the time we get to Walmart, you know, it's pretty dark. And, you know, there's, like, a lot of angry, like, people in the Walmart crowd that are, like, honking their fucking horns and stuff. It was very entertaining. It was very interesting. And then we go back, and then, you know, the way back was also very awkward. Like, the cars were, like, it was very much so, you can tell that this whole thing was not planned very thoroughly, which, you know, the anarchist in me is like, hell yes, I love a decentralized, non-thoroughly planned action that, you know, works tremendously well. But, and then, like, the other part of me is like, I really don't like how the cars are, like, not, like, you know, in any capacity. Like, how do we turn around? So we have to, like, develop this huge, like, fashion of how we turn around and stuff. It was really awkward and really entertaining. Then we go home. And so that's kind of the situation. Honking. See, some cars were honking in support. Some were not. Because there were interactions where people were yelling out of their windows and they were saying things that are not necessarily nice. That's the thing with honking, is you don't know if a honk is a supportive honk or an unsupportive honk. Right? Like, a honk is a honk, right? Like, you have, like, the way you understand, the way you read the honk is up to you, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, the honk could be, anything could happen with the honk, right? But there were some people screaming out their windows. It was very entertaining. And that was basically the big action yesterday. And so, now, I don't know what the actions are planned today. A lot of people said that they wanted to take a break today. A couple people have said that they're not taking a break. So if there are demonstrations planned for today, I will be attending them. And my phone is at a 100% charge. I should have probably gone into the Walmart and grabbed an extra charger battery, but, you know, I'm dumb. So what are you going to do? So yeah, that's the story of yesterday's protest. Again, considering the fact that it was raining the whole time up until, like, the very end. Like, it was raining up until, like, halfway to Walmart, and then it stopped raining. But considering that, we had a very, very high turnout considering the rain. You know, and the turnout was mostly young people. There was a lot of, like, older people, but not, you know, compared to the previous days. But again, you know, considering the rain, considering the weather, it was also really cold. You know, I'm very impressed by the turnout. And again, I just wanted to say I had no idea that this kind of spirit and energy was in this city, and I'm very impressed. I'm very proud of my city, and I'm very I'm very happy that people are coming here from outside of Elizabeth City to provide us support, both emotionally, legally, you know, just being there, like, you know, physically. Just the more and more people there are, the more you know, safe people feel. And anyway, that's basically what happened yesterday, and I thought it was a pretty good, successful day. And yeah, it was very fun. It was very interesting, and I'm very curious as to see what is going to happen today and tomorrow and for the rest of the week. And I will, of course, again, keep y'all posted as long as there are demonstrations, as long as there's any actions, and if there are updates on the case of the police assassination of Andrew Brown, I will keep y'all posted. And yeah, so that's the segment. That's it. And there you go. Everybody be nice to each other. Be nice to each other. I swear to God, if you motherfuckers are yelling at each other in my chat room right now, you know what? You know what? I will be very upset. But yes, we were definitely there to shut down the Walmart. Now, you can consider that not protesting Walmart specifically, but, you know, I consider it protesting Walmart. I did get your email, Jan. I'm like, again, there's a lot going on, so I haven't like responded yet, and I hope that that's okay. I've just been very busy lately. I have almost no time, and so I'm just like keeping you like, I don't know when I will have time. I don't know. I just don't know. I can't tell you what's going on because it depends on what's going on here. And as far as I am concerned, you know, I want to be very supportive and active in all the protests in my city as long as they occur. So yeah. So 11:04. I don't honestly know if I'm in the mood to do any kind of like extra shit. I was kind of thinking about doing some meme shit earlier. I don't know if I'm in the mood for it. Ugh. Might just hang out with the chat and peace out a little earlier. Wow. My bones. Oh. People ignore me all the time. It's all good, bud. It's all good. I am very exhausted. It hurts to move. It hurts to move. Let me just tell you. It hurts to motherfucking move. Time frame wise, yes, it's not going to happen in a long time. Could be a hot minute before the, oh my god, the hot minute. Right now, Sheriff Wooten has said that he's interested in the tape coming out on Monday. But, like, we'll see. Like, we'll see about that. Like, this is the most exercise Andrea's gotten in a year. Literally. The last time I did any sort of, like, anything was working for the Bernie campaign. And that was pretty good exercise, doing canvassing. Like, walking up and down every street. And then going up to people's houses, right? So I got a lot of good exercise during the Bernie campaign. And then I got locked in my house for a year. So, and I guess I'm no longer locked in my house for a year. So I guess it's over, I guess. Bakari Sellers is involved. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take Bakari Sellers. All right. Let's see him come over to Elizabeth City, though, right? He lives in South Carolina. It's not that far away, right? Let's see him come on over. Let's see him take a road trip. If I see Bakari Sellers in person, then I'll be impressed. But until then, I mean, thanks for the support, buddy. Yeah, the family specifically went into the sheriff's office to request the video, and the sheriff specifically denied them access. I think Wooten would leak it. I think he could too. And that's the thing, is like, that's why I'm not paying attention to the law and order aspect of it. Well, I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not focusing on it. Because, again, it's illegal to come into a school zone and start assassinating people. That's also illegal, right? So it's like, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, the sheriff is an elected position, right? So if the sheriff were to have, like, and he's already fucked himself. And I want to be very clear about that. He's already fucked himself. He's not going to bring this one back. It's over. Right, but if the sheriff were to have, like, on day one, released the body camera footage, fired everyone, not administrative relief, but, like, fired everyone day one, right, and then, like, leaked the tape day one, right, we're talking about maybe a situation where he keeps his job. That's over now. That's not going to happen. He's done. At this point, it's over. Right, and I want to be very clear about that. It's done now, so. I mean, I would like to see him release the tape anyway, and I think he should. But, you know, his job is over. Like, as far as I'm concerned, maybe I'll run for sheriff. Should I run for sheriff? What do you think? Maybe I'll run for fucking sheriff. Take his goddamn job. How funny would that be, by the way? Like, just running for sheriff. How many votes did that guy get? Let me look that up. When was the last? 2018? All right. I'm just curious. I'm just curious how many, like, votes are required to become a sheriff. Like, that's such a, like, a... That's such like an intense authoritative position to be in. You know what I mean? That I wonder how many people... I don't know how to look this information up, man. Like, I think I'm almost there, but... About 7,000 votes. You need 7,000 votes to become a sheriff. Alright. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that one in mind. 7,000 votes for becoming a sheriff. Easy mode. Elizabeth Kuhn, while watching live last night, they announced that Wooten said he will allow the family to view it. Was that not correct? It was around 8 p.m. Yeah, basically what they're doing is they're changing the story over and over and over. So again, like, first it was a search warrant. Now it's an arrest warrant. Now there is no search warrant. First, you could let the family see it. Then the family went to go see it. And then he said, you can't see it. And then now the family can go see it. You know what I mean? Like, so... Like, they're just changing the story constantly for good press because they know that there's nothing that, like, the sheriff knows that there's nothing they can do. At this point, there is nothing they can do to have, like, the actual protesters on their side at all. That's done. That ship has sailed, right? But what he's trying to do is try to basically just say whatever looks like to be the best statement for the media at that specific time. And then just hoping that that works, right? So, like, for example, you know, if the media asked him a push question, it's like, why won't you send the footage to the family? He'll say, oh, fine, I'll do it, right? And then if the family goes there, he won't do it, right? So it's like one of those things where it's just, he's just lying to try to get that positive media attention in any capacity, and that's what he's going for. So, like, that's kind of the play that I'm seeing here. Anyway, folks, I might be ending the stream soon. Get a little bit of a shorter stream for today. Just because, you know, Jesus Christ, right? Oh my god. I need to like... Man, I need to do something. There's something that needs to be done. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to do it, but something needs to be done. I really just... Wow. Let me just say. All right, folks. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? Yeah, Elizabeth Kuhn. It is confusing, and it's purposefully confusing. And I want, like, that's their strategy. It is purposefully confusing. Dude, I'm gonna be honest, Abner. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, the rain, like, I understand for, like, people power, you want, you know, the best weather possible. But for me, on a personal level, like, as far as, like, an experience of a personal level, like, I do have to say, walking through the streets, like, while it's raining is just very, very, very intense. You know, like, because, like, it's just an intense feeling. Like, you know, there's just constant, like, pelting and pressure all over your body, and it's like fucking shit, you're getting soaked, you know. It's an interesting experience, right? And like, you can tell who, like, not, you know, to insult anyone who didn't show up during the rain, but you can tell who's like very serious and then also very able, right? And that's like the chief combination that needs to be the primary combination. Like, you know, that's not to say that if someone is unable to be out in the rain that they don't care about the cause as much, but those that are able to and those that care, you know, we're out there in the rain. So, but yes, obviously it's better for the movement if it's clear weather. I need to do my taxes and my mother's taxes. Have fun with that. I hope you enjoy. Why is Gerald Ford trending on Twitter? Lord have mercy. Oh, apparently it's because Gerald Ford sucks and, like, Joe Biden's better than him or something. I don't know. Yo, Gerald Ford is garbage, man. Like, how come no one talks about Gerald Ford as much? Like, people love to talk about Nixon. People love to talk about Reagan. But what about Gerald motherfucking Ford? Like, come on. We really have to talk. Okay. Gerald Ford became president without an election. What? You know what I mean? Like, what? How is that possible? And then also, he pardoned Nixon? Like, what? Like, no one talks, and then he lost. Like, he got destroyed. Right? Like, so, like, Gerald Ford is, like, honestly one of the biggest losers in American presidential history. Like, and that's the thing. That goes to show that he's such a big loser that no one talks about him. Like, Trump is such a monumental loser that people are going to be talking about how much of a loser he is for the rest of our lives, right? But Gerald Ford, right, is such a loser, such a goddamn loser, that he's even lost the interest of people that care about the losers, that care about mocking the losers. He is such a loser that he is lost at being a loser. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, he is that much of a fucking loser. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I will bring you more news. I will bring you more entertainment. I will bring you more everything and anything in the future. And if you need me, please understand I'm very busy as of this moment. But if you need me, feel free to reach out. in any capacity, feel free to send me an email, a direct message on any platform that you can find me on. And I will see you again very soon. And again, thank you all for watching. And I've got the hiccups, so I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh Lord.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the go. You know the thing.
Well, you have to understand, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting, pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. As far as my relationships with all people, I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.